Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stream Dialogue. So, France, the Prime Minister of France has resigned. What's new? So, this is like the seventh Prime Minister in what? 1 year or something. But you know, for us, we take a different look at this. Um, I think us of African on a lighter note, we should all support the presidency of the Macronian guy, because it is under Macron, under this regime, that the eyes of African are being opened, has been opened. The people, the Africans, slowly but surely are seeing the French neo-colonial system for what it is, and not just French neo-colonial system, but Western colonial system. And a lot of people are attributing this political crisis to the economic, economic problems that France is facing. And of course, that economic crisis France is facing is due to the loss of access to cheap resources, free resources in some case, to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. But still, we're not quite there yet where it will have such drastic effect. And I think there's one thing that has been overlooked by a lot of Africans, African analysis. Yes, Niger is important. Of course, they were getting free, I would say free uranium from Niger, free gold from, gold from Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and so forth. But there's something, and I try not to get censored. And normally I don't talk about this, I stay away from that side of stuff, but it's very important. And that is what is happening in Eastern Europe, in Ukraine. So we know the biggest supporter of Ukraine, especially now in Europe, is of course the Brits, the Germans, but definitely the French. The French have been making a lot of bellicose statement in their support for Ukraine, and of course Europe and the West. Of course, they've sent a lot of their resources to Ukraine in the form of military support, financial support, and so forth. But yes, you can see that the effect of Niger and Burkina Faso, Mali's, you know, revolution is having its effect on the French economy. And of course, as these oligarchs would do, they don't try to mitigate the stuff by provide this economic storm by providing a better life for the people in their country. They try to squeeze the people as these people normally do. But when it comes to us African, I think we we shouldn't celebrate this in the way that I see a lot of people are celebrating it. Like they're celebrating it because Macron will go. It's better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. And what do I mean? Like, what do I mean by that? It is under Macron that, yes, as I said, the eyes of Africans have been open, and also it's under Macron that a lot of the liberation movement has been going on in the Sahel. At least it have gotten to the point where it is. If we remember, Libya, the former president of France, Nicolas Sarkozy, was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Why? Because he took money from the leader of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, who was brutally murdered by terrorists and NATO, to be clear. But Nicolas Sarkozy, and this is so ironic that in a way you can say Gaddafi paid for his unalignment, for the destruction of Libya in a sense. Not that he do it intentionally, but he tried to play the game of cooperating with these people. and it's the same guy who fund his campaign. Nicolas Sarkozy was actually the main person who advocated for the destruction of Libya. He was the spearhead for the destruction of Libya. So so far, and maybe it's just, and of course I give credit to these revolutionary in the Sahel, and we have to be honest in this in the process of waking up Africans. Macron have done a good job of waking up Africa. And he came, I think it was in 2018 when he insulted Africans, where he said the reason why Africa is poor is because African woman was giving birth to six or more children. So this guy have always had, he cannot hide his racism. He cannot hide his disdain for Africa. And Macron himself actually worked in the banking system, the financial, so the the financial system of France. So he understands the importance, and he understands the system of French neocolonialism, especially when it comes to like the CFA franc and so forth, and how France get its financial and natural resources from African countries. So far it has been good. He's not like Nicolas Sarkozy, who was bellicose, of course, and have a you know trigger trigger finger, or the one Holland, whatever how his name is pronounced, who is more, you would say, is more of a likable character, that he can put the he can put the through his charm, he can blind Africans, where Africans will name their children after him. Not just African, he deceived even Russia with the Minsk agreement, where he himself came out and said they had no intention of bill of agreeing to the Minsk agreement. But that's another story. That is between them and Russia. We don't really care for that. But yeah, I think we all should support Macron. We hope he get another prime minister very soon, and we hope this the trend that is going on in France continue. Um, you know, many people will say, "Oh, the French people are suffering," but when people are suffering in Africa, the French people don't really care. So that is between them and Macron. So we would like to see France to be on the path that it is. It is not up to us to decide. We hope, you know, it is not between us. So it's not for us. We don't celebrate the downfall of Macron. We hope Macron continue, and we hope, and we wish him a lot of success, and we wish he's very successful in France. You know, he's been very successful in the terms of in terms of Africa and how Africa have been going. So we ask Macron to actually accelerate what he's doing, to move to at least three more gears, to do as much as he can to the French people, so they can understand, what real bad leadership is. So congratulations to the president of France, and we support him fully. Of course, we only can offer him support verbally, but yeah, we support him fully. So kudos to Macron, kudos to the French people, to the French government. I hope they continue to do what they do.